What if I told you that the very foundations of our cities, our governments, our art, and our science didn't begin with a grand invention like the wheel or writing, but with a humble stick dragged through the dirt? Today, we're unearthing the incredible, often overlooked story of the plow.
You'll discover the relentless struggle for survival that defined early human existence, how a simple farming tool revolutionized our relationship with the land, the surprising journey from crude sticks to modern agricultural giants, and most astonishingly, how this unassuming invention didn't just feed us, but literally cultivated the very concept of civilization itself. For tens of thousands of years, human existence was a relentless dance with nature, a constant pursuit of sustenance. Our ancestors were hunter-gatherers, moving with the seasons, following game, and foraging for wild plants. Life was precarious, dictated by the immediate availability of food. Even with the dawn of early agriculture around 10,000 BCE, farming was incredibly arduous. Imagine trying to prepare a field, not with machines, but with nothing more than sharp sticks or hoes, laboriously scratching the surface of the earth to plant seeds. This primitive method limited the amount of land that could be cultivated, yielded small and unpredictable harvests, and demanded immense physical labor from every member of the community. A slight change in weather, a pest infestation, or a blip in fertility could spell famine and forced migration. The constant threat of starvation meant that surplus food was a luxury rarely achieved, keeping populations small and largely nomadic. Humanity was trapped in a cycle of subsistence, barely able to feed itself, with little time or energy left for anything else. This immense challenge, the fundamental need to reliably feed a growing population, would drive one of the most significant, yet least celebrated, technological breakthroughs in human history. Out of this relentless struggle, around 6,000 to 4,000 BCE, across diverse regions like Mesopotamia and Egypt, a revolutionary concept emerged: the ard, or scratch plow. This was truly the first plow, a simple, V-shaped implement, usually made of wood, often tipped with a hardened point of stone or copper. It was initially pulled by humans, a testament to the sheer effort involved, but soon a more powerful engine was discovered: the ox. Imagine the scene: two sturdy oxen, yoked together, slowly pulling the ard through the soil, guided by a farmer. This rudimentary plow could break up the top layer of earth, creating a shallow furrow for planting. The ard was a massive improvement over digging sticks, allowing for significantly larger areas to be cultivated with less effort per unit of land. It was instrumental in the rise of early agricultural societies, enabling more stable settlements along fertile river valleys. However, the ard had its limitations. It only scratched the surface, failing to invert the soil. This meant that weeds were not effectively buried, and nutrients weren't thoroughly mixed into the topsoil. For regions with light, sandy soils, it worked well enough, allowing civilizations like those in ancient Egypt to flourish along the Nile. But for the heavier, wetter clay soils found in much of northern Europe, the ard was simply inadequate, hinting at a need for further innovation that would truly transform colder, more challenging landscapes. The limitations of the ard spurred further ingenuity, leading to the development of the truly transformative heavy plow, or moldboard plow, emerging in China around 300 BCE and independently in Europe much later, by the 6th to 8th centuries CE. This was a game changer. Unlike the ard, the heavy plow was designed not just to scratch the surface, but to cut deep into the earth and then turn the soil over, creating a furrow that effectively buried weeds and brought fresh nutrients to the surface. Key to this design was the iron coulter, a knife that cut vertically, the plowshare, a horizontal blade that cut under the soil, and most importantly, the moldboard, a curved plate that lifted and inverted the furrow slice. This innovation was particularly vital for the rich, heavy, and often waterlogged soils of northern Europe. The heavy plow required more power, often needing teams of multiple oxen or even horses, leading to the development of better yokes and harnessing techniques. Its impact was profound. It allowed for deeper cultivation, better drainage in wet fields, and superior weed control, leading to dramatically increased yields. This directly contributed to the agricultural revolution of the medieval period, enabling surplus food production on an unprecedented scale. The heavy plow even influenced the layout of fields, leading to the long, narrow strips common in medieval European agriculture, as it was difficult to turn these large plow teams frequently. This wasn't just an agricultural tool, it was an engine of demographic and economic expansion, subtly paving the way for larger, more complex societies. As centuries passed, the plow continued its evolution, propelled by the Industrial Revolution and a persistent drive for efficiency. In the late 18th and 19th centuries, the wooden components of plows began to be replaced with more durable materials. Cast iron plows, though heavy and brittle, were a significant step. The true breakthrough came with the steel plow, famously pioneered by John Deere in the United States in 1837. Observing that sticky prairie soil clung to iron plows, Deere, a blacksmith, designed a highly polished steel plowshare that would scour itself as it moved through the soil. This invention was crucial for opening up the American Midwest for large-scale farming, allowing settlers to efficiently cultivate vast tracts of previously unmanageable land. The 19th and 20th centuries also saw the mechanization of power. Initially, multiple horses or steam engines provided the pulling power. But the invention of the tractor in the early 20th century marked another monumental shift. No longer limited by animal power, plows could become larger, more robust, and could work far more land in a fraction of the time. Modern plows, made of advanced alloys, are now massive, multi-furrow implements designed to work with powerful tractors, capable of preparing hundreds of acres in a single day. This relentless pursuit of greater efficiency transformed agriculture from a localized, subsistence activity into a global industry, setting the stage for an explosive increase in global population and unprecedented levels of food security in many parts of the world. Here's the truly mind-blowing part. The plow, this seemingly mundane farm tool, catalyzed the very birth of civilization in ways its inventors could never have imagined. Before the plow, most of humanity was locked in a nomadic existence, constantly chasing the next meal. The plow changed that fundamental equation. By allowing for greater food production from smaller areas, it fostered food surplus. This surplus meant that not everyone had to farm all the time. For the first time in human history, some individuals could specialize, becoming potters, weavers, builders, soldiers, or priests. This specialization of labor was the bedrock upon which complex societies were built. With a stable food supply and specialized labor, human settlements grew from temporary camps to permanent villages and eventually to large, bustling cities. The need to manage these growing populations, distribute the surplus, and organize defenses led to the development of social hierarchies, laws, and governance systems. Suddenly, there was a need for record-keeping, leading to the invention of writing. The ability to sustain larger populations freed up resources and minds for innovation in areas beyond mere survival. Art, philosophy, mathematics, and engineering began to flourish. The plow didn't just break the soil, it broke the cycle of subsistence, providing the stable foundation upon which every complex human endeavor, from the pyramids to modern medicine, was ultimately constructed. It's a profound example of how a simple tool, designed for a practical purpose, can unleash a cascade of unexpected, world-altering consequences.
So, the next time you see a field being tilled, or even pick up a piece of bread, remember the silent, revolutionary journey of the plow. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound changes in history don't come from grand pronouncements or complex technologies, but from humble innovations that fundamentally shift our relationship with the world around us. This single tool, born of necessity, truly tilled the ground for all of human civilization. What other seemingly simple object do you think had an unexpectedly massive impact on human history? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through time, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about the hidden histories of everyday things.